Okay guys, so I've been using the Capital on Tap 1% cashback credit card for the last few years now, so I thought it would be helpful to share my experience and create a quick review. I'm going to be talking about the pros and things that I love about the card. I'm also going to be talking about the cons and some of the reasons why the card might not be right for you. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll give you my verdict on whether I think you should use the Capital on Tap 1% cashback credit card. And I'll also tell you which product I think you should choose out of the two different products that Capital on Tap offer. Now, before we get into the pros and cons, I just want to mention that this video is in no way sponsored by Capital on Tap. All of the opinions in these videos are completely my own. However, they do have a refer a friend scheme. So if you are thinking of signing up with Capital on Tap at the end of this video, make sure to use the link in the description. I'll also pin it as a comment. You'll get £75 completely free when you sign up. So just another bonus to watching this video. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the pros or the things that I really love about the Capital on Tap business credit card. So the first thing, and this is really the main reason why I went with Capital on Tap in the first place, and the main reason why I'm still with them, and that is their reward scheme. Now, when it comes to credit card reward schemes, there's really three types of cards. Number one is cards that offer no reward schemes, which are obviously crap, but that is the majority of credit cards. The second type of reward cards are cards that offer you points on your spend. So normally you tend to earn about 1 point per pound that you spend, and then those points have to be used on really specific products. So for example, with a credit card where you earn Avios points, those Avios points have to be used on British Airways products. So obviously points credit cards are better than credit cards that don't offer any rewards. However, the main con with them is that you're kind of limited where you can spend those points. And that is the reason why I prefer the third and final type of reward cards, which are cashback credit cards. Now, with cashback credit cards, you earn cashback, so actual cash that you can use on anything you like, based on the amount that you spend on that card. Now, the problem with most cashback credit cards in the UK is that they have really low cashback percentages. It's normally around 0.25%, 0.5%. Some do have 1%, but that's only on really specific type of business spend. But that's what I love about the Capital on Tap 1% cashback credit card. As the name states, Capital on Tap will allow you to earn 1% uncapped cashback on all of your business spend. Now, 1% might not sound like that much, but trust me, it is by far the best reward system out of any of the UK credit cards that you can get at the moment. I've done my research on this. Also, it really does add up. So for example, last year I spent £70,000 or thereabouts on my Capital on Tap credit card. And on that, I earned 1%, which was £700 in cashback. And the cool thing is, because cashback is tax-free, I just transferred that £700 into my personal bank account and I used that to go on a holiday. And that holiday was completely paid for by that Capital on Tap 1% cashback. And that's money that I just wouldn't have had if I didn't use a reward credit card, if I used a credit card that had no rewards, or if I just used my debit card to pay for all of my business expenses. So yes, 1% doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it really adds up. Now, in my opinion, the only other credit card that offers rewards close to what Capital on Tap offer are Avios points credit cards. Obviously the best well-known one being the Amex Avios point credit card. But there's 4 reasons why I'd recommend not getting an Amex Avios point credit card over a Capital on Tap credit card. The first reason is that the points have to be used only at BA, which really limits obviously where you can spend any rewards earned. The second reason is that you earn 1 point for £1 spend, and 1 point is actually worth less than 1 pence. So to give you an example, I was recently on a BA flight and I took a picture of the snacks that they were offering. And as you can see, to get a can of Coke, it was £2.30 in cash or 330 Avios points. Now, obviously, if 1 Avios points equaled 1 pence, it should only cost you 230 Avios points to buy that can of Coke. That's a really good example of why 1% cashback is actually better than 1 Avios point per pound spent. Reason number 3, Amex just isn't accepted everywhere. They have really high transaction fees, so a lot of merchants choose not to accept Amex. The Fourth and final reason is that the Amex Avios cards are not free. They actually charge an annual fee to use those cards. If you compare that to Capital on Tap, number one, you can spend your cash back anywhere. Number two, 1 pence is better than 1 point. Number three, it is a Visa card, so you can use it across all platforms, all merchants accept Visa. And fourth and finally, the Capital on Tap 1% cashback card is actually free. Now, yes, there are other credit cards that are free, but none of the other free credit cards offer anything like Capital on Tap offers. The second thing I love about Capital on Tap is their support. It's just ridiculous. There's just no other support like Capital on Tap support. So I previously used to bank with HSBC, and whenever you had to call them, you were in queues for a huge amount of time. You always got sent to abroad call centers. What I love about Capital on Tap is that you can call them 24/7 and you get through to a UK support center, and I've never had to queue. You can also email them and they reply, I think they say within 4 hours, and they also have a live chat where I've never had to wait in a queue, which is kind of ridiculous. And you think, when are you going to need support? When do things go wrong? Well, actually, over the last few years I've used them, I've actually had to get in touch with support quite a few times to download specific types of statements for accounting and things like that. And they've been really, really helpful. Next, there's no foreign exchange fees. So if you are someone who regularly buys from abroad and you need to buy something in dollars, for example, and Capital on Tap then needs to do some foreign exchange from dollars to pounds, they don't actually charge you for that, which is huge because the vast majority of credit cards will actually charge you for that. Now, if you're mainly buying stuff in the UK, that doesn't really matter. It's not applicable to you. But for me as an Amazon seller, while I'm buying things often in dollars, I can use my Capital on Tap credit card for that, and there's no foreign exchange fees charged. Finally, as an Amazon seller, it is a card that's actually accepted on Amazon, which for me is a massive bonus. For most of you watching this, you may not be selling on Amazon. That doesn't really matter to you. But if you are, it is a card that is accepted on Amazon, which is a huge bonus. So all in all, I really have to say I love my Capital on Tap cashback credit card. I didn't actually write this in my notes, but another thing to add is that they also have a really modern app that's super easy to use. Yeah, and all in all, I just love it. There's really not that much to complain about. So in terms of the cons or things I don't like about it, there's really nothing. I've had a pretty perfect experience with Capital on Tap. However, there are a couple of things that you need to be aware of if you're thinking of getting a Capital on Tap credit card. So there's a few reasons why it might not be right for you. Now, the main thing is that Capital on Tap will not accept you if you're a small business. And what I mean by this is that number one, they only accept limited companies or limited liability partnerships. So you have to be a registered company. If you're operating as a sole trader, then unfortunately you're not going to be able to register for a Capital on Tap credit card, which for me is a con. It kind of sucks. It would be great if they did offer it to sole traders. I work as an Amazon coach and a lot of my students do operate as sole traders, and unfortunately they're not able to get a Capital on Tap credit card. The second issue is that you're also not eligible for a Capital on Tap credit card if your turnover is less than £2,000 per month. I think they average it over a year. So if your turnover is below £24,000 a year, which it is for quite a few small businesses, then you're not going to be able to apply for a Capital on Tap credit card, which kind of sucks. So if you fall into that category, so if you're operating as a sole trader or you are turning over less than £2,000 a month, and you want to get a credit card, my best advice for you would just be to go to one of the high street banks, so Santander or HSBC, where you'll be able to sign up for one of their credit card products. The only other con really with Capital on Tap is that they don't offer any sign-up bonus. So there are a lot of credit cards out there, including Amex, that offer you, 10, 20,000 points bonus, which is, like I said, around 100 or 200 pounds equivalent in spending money in bonuses. But all of those credit cards that offer sign-up bonuses do have annual fees. And you've got to remember, Capital on Tap is actually free. And also, like I said, if you use the link in the description, you'll get £75 completely free when you sign up, which is equivalent to 7,500 points. Or I'd actually say probably more like 10,000 points, because remember, a point is worth less than 1 pence. So what is my verdict? Should you get a Capital on Tap business credit card? And my answer is yes, 100%. In my opinion, is by far the best business credit card available in the UK at the moment, and has been for the last 2 years. There really aren't any paid credit cards that offer anywhere near the same level of rewards that Capital on Tap does, let alone free credit cards. So yes, you should definitely apply for a Capital on Tap credit card if you need a credit card for your business. Now, that leads to the final question, which is, out of the 2 different credit cards that Capital on Tap offers, which one should you get and why? So Capital on Tap offer a free card and also a £100 a year card. Now, the only difference between the free card and the £100 a year card is that with the £100 a year card, you can exchange your cashback for Avios points. So you can exchange 1 pence in cashback for 1 Avios point. And the second difference is that you get £10,000 bonus points when you spend £5,000 in your first 3 months. So essentially, you pay £100 for the year, for the card for the year. And if you spend £5,000 within the first 3 months, you essentially get £100 back, so that card ends up being free. So those 2 things cancel each other out. So really the only difference is that you get to exchange your cashback for Avios points. Now the fact is, Avios points, as I've shown in my earlier examples, are actually worse than cashback. So I don't see any advantage for going for the paid card. I would 100% stick with their free card. With the paid card, yes, you might get your first year free because you get that 10,000 points bonus, but then the second and third year, you're gonna have to be paying that £100 a year, basically for nothing. So in my opinion, you're best off going with their free credit card. So I just want to end this video by showing you exactly how you can get that £75 completely free that I talked about at the beginning of the video. So all you need to do is click on the link in the description, and I've also added it as a pinned comment, which will take you to a page that looks like this. Once you're on this page, all you need to do is just fill in the application form. The cool thing is that even if you get rejected, it will have no impact on your credit score, which is really helpful. When you're filling in this form, you just need to make sure that the promo code section is entered with this unique code. That will make sure that you get the £75 completely free. If it's not populated with that code, I'll also add the code for you to copy and paste in the description and in the pinned comment. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. Let me know down in the comments if you did. Make sure you're also subscribed to the channel for more videos just like this, and I'll see you in the next one.